Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. It's Thursday, it's me time, and it's Adrian Marks, the me time expert, and the lovely Marina Nani. And today we're talking about making your heart sing. What makes your heart sing? Because life is too short not to do what makes your heart sing. And that is so much the truth. I'm sitting talking to you amidst boxes and packing and all sorts of exciting things for my next adventure because I'm going off just over a week's time. And I was talking to somebody this morning, and her mother, unfortunately, had throat cancer. And today she's having an operation to have an implant put in her throat. And obviously, her daughter, the lady I was talking to, is beside herself with worry and is very, very upset, understandably. And she said to me, I can't do anything. And I said, no, you can't. You've just got to pray, and I'm sure everything will be fine. And, that's all I could do. That's all I could say. And then she said to me, I hadn't seen her for a long time. And she said to me, so what's happening with you? And I told her that I was about to sort of go off and start a new life in a different country. And she said to me, oh, that's amazing. That's so exciting. And I said, do you know, that's one of the reasons I'm going, because life is too short not to do what makes your heart sing. Because it's when something like that happens that you realize, oh, if only I'd done something, if only. And then it's too late. So you have to just, I've had so many people say to me, oh, you're so brave, you're so, doing this. And I don't think I'm being brave. I just think it's something I have to do, because I don't want to be on my deathbed and think, oh, if only I'd have done this, if only I'd have done that. Because that's what happens, isn't it? We let life take over. We get stuck in this wheel, the hamster wheel of getting up and making a living and trying to pay the bills and pay the mortgage and looking after people and doing all the stuff that we do. And we don't stop and think, when is it going to be me time? When am I actually going to have some time for myself, some time where I can really look after myself? And that's what me time's all about. Me time is all about looking after you, and it's not selfish. Looking after you is the best possible thing you can do, for not just for you, but for the people that you love and that you care about. Your family, your spouse, your children, your grandchildren, your parents. It's the best thing you can do, because by taking some me time, by looking after yourself, what you're doing is you're giving yourself this precious gift of time, of looking after yourself, and of recharging the batteries. Because not even the Duracell battery goes on and on and on forever. Even that stops. And sometimes people go on and on and on and on, and then they end up, their health suffers. I mean, I've just been going through some old things because I'm getting rid of loads and loads of stuff. And I had 2 suitcases full of pictures and papers and all sorts of old things from my mother, who unfortunately died quite a few years ago from Alzheimer's. And she was one of these people who just gave and gave and gave with never a thought for herself. And it's very interesting because one of the things she did, she was a voluntary helper at a day center for 34 years. And they gave her a huge birthday party when it was her 90th. And a few years later, 2, 3 years later, she, I don't know if you can say, contracted dementia. And they sent her, and we found the letter. My brother was here, and we were looking through the papers, and we found this letter. And they had sent her a letter saying that it had a meeting with her, and that she couldn't be a member she couldn't be a volunteer helper anymore in the kitchen, and that she could be a helpful member, whatever that meant. But after 34 years of her giving selflessly, they actually said in this letter they were only going to charge her £3 a week or something. And my brother looked at me and he said, how dare they? She gave them 34 years of her life, and they were going to charge her to be a member. And that's what happens. You get taken for granted. And my mother gave 34 years of her life to this organization, who didn't treat her very well at the end. And people often give a lot of their lives to their family, close family, to sons and daughters and all sorts of people, and, husbands and wives. And so often people aren't, they're taken for granted, just like my mother was. And in the end, it's like, why did I do that? And looking through my mother's old pictures, and it was a very sad life because she lived it for other people, and you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't live your life for other people. You have to, you can care about people, you can love people, but the first thing you have to do is love yourself. Because if you don't do that, you will have no inner resources to look after them. So often, people in of my age, in your 50s and 60s, and your parents are starting to get old and frail, and you're starting to have to look after them. If you don't look after yourself, you'll have no energy to look after them. You'll have no energy to look after your grandchildren, or to be able to get, and when is it going to be me time? When is it going to be time for you to have this awesomeness, to have your life? When are you going to be? It's one of the big questions I ask in my book, Me Time. One of the first questions I ask is, who are you? Apart from the wife and the daughter and the mother and the boss or the employee, excuse me. Who are you? Who is this person? Because so often you live this life and you don't know who you are. You wake up one morning and you say, is that all there is? Now what? My children have grown, they've left home, they don't need me anymore. My husband's on the golf course every day, or working, or whatever he's doing. Or maybe you're divorced from him. And it's like you've been working and looking after people and doing all sorts of stuff, and you don't know who you are. What do you really want? And so by taking some me time, by taking some time for yourself, just some time out, maybe one afternoon, just sitting and just enjoying yourself, just being, if it's getting cold where you are, get a good book and read, or just sit, forget anything. Let your mind go blank and just sit and say, what do I really want? Who am I? Who is this person? Maybe I want to go traveling the world. Maybe I want to, maybe I'd like to go for a spa today, or maybe I'll call up some friends and we can all go for a spa next week or something. Or maybe I'll go shopping. Maybe I'll look after myself for a change. Maybe I'll buy myself a beautiful dinner and I'll look after myself. Because that's the point. It doesn't matter how many people you have around you. You need to look after you because you are precious. No matter, somebody once said to me, husbands can come and go. She'd actually been married twice. And she said, husbands may come and go, but good friends are always there for you. And that's very true. But the person that's always there for you, always, always, is you. And that's why you have to love yourself. That's why you have to look after yourself. Really look at who you are. And you can find this precious, awesome, amazing being there. Discover who you are. And it's like finding a rare gem, because you are a rare gem. You're an amazing, wonderful person. I know you are. And you're just going to be this fantastic person. And there is so much potential, even if you're, 65 or 55, it doesn't matter. Age is just a number. It doesn't matter at all. It's how you feel inside. It's what you want inside. I am so excited about my new adventure, and I want to help people have adventures too. And I can help you have adventures because I want to help everybody. I want to help people see that there's so much that you can do. And it doesn't matter where you've come from or what's happened in the past, because the past doesn't equal your future. You've got to start today thinking, I can do this, and I am worthy, and I am deserving. Because if you believe that you don't deserve it, it's the old thing, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. Either way, you're right. So why not believe in the possible? What about, the words I'm possible rather than impossible? Because you are, do whatever you want to do. You just have to believe it. And you have to deserve it. And you do deserve it. But you have to believe that you deserve it. And sometimes that's a big step for you. And I know that. Because I've been there and I've worn the t-shirt, too many t-shirts. And I can help you move from that space of indecision, of feeling guilty, of feeling unworthy, of making your life, women of a quote certain age. I hate that expression, but we were the generation, the miniskirt generation, the Mary Quant generation, the Beatle generation, the rock generation, and we thought we invented sex. We thought everything was ours, and then suddenly one day you wake up and you're 60, and it's like, where did my life go? What happened to it? Where is that girl with the dreams and ambitions and the love of life? And you're on this treadmill and you think, what am I doing with my life? So what I want to do is help you move out of that indecision and move to decision, move to whatever it is you want to do. If you want to sing in the street, then do it. If you want to go traveling, then do it. Because you deserve it. But you have to understand how much you deserve it. And I can show you how to do that. And it's so easy. Actually, no, that's wrong. It's simple. It's not necessarily easy. And it's something you have to do, and you have to do every single day. And you start off in the morning by getting up and saying, today is a wonderful day. I choose to make it so. Look in the mirror and tell yourself how beautiful you are. And you're listening and you're going, oh, what nonsense. It's not nonsense. It's not. Because that's how you have to start off, by telling yourself that you're wonderful. By having me telling you that you're wonderful. Because having other people tell you you're wonderful doesn't always work, does it? Doesn't, does it? I know. I know. Been there, done that, and worn that t-shirt too. In order to move out of your stuck state, in order to move out of the middle-aged spread, in order to move out of what's going on in your life where you feel taken for granted and not worthy of having the best in your life, of being in this middle-aged zone, being in the uncomfortable zone, but no idea how to move out of it. Been there, done it. I can show you, take you by the hand and literally help you move along out of it. And it's an exciting adventure. It is so amazing to do it. And I know so many people who've done it. I've helped so many people do it. And I've done it myself. But you have to want to. That's the big step. That's probably when you wake up in the morning and you say, I can't do this anymore. When you wake up in the morning and you go, enough is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. That's when you've made the decision. That's when you've made the commitment and you can say, you know what? Enough. Now I'm going to get out of this. Once you do that and you put it out there and you say to the universe, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. Then you contact me and you say, you know what? I need your help. I need your hand. I need some advice. I need some guidance. I need to be shown the sat nav. Please tell me what to do. And I'll do that for you because I want to. Oh my God, how much I want to. But I can't do it. I can't drag you kicking and screaming into your better tomorrow, because you've got to want to do it. I can tell you all these amazing things that are going to happen to you, but if you haven't got the commitment, then there's no point. I'm just wasting my breath. And you're wasting your time. But if you feel deep inside that, you know what? There's got to be something better than this treadmill. There's got to be something better than this life. This looking after other people and getting nothing in return. This treadmill of this job, of the cold, of whatever it is that's getting you down at the moment. Maybe it's a health thing. Maybe it's a partner thing. Maybe it's a love thing. I don't know. I really don't know. But what I do know is you have to have the commitment to want to change it. It's so simple. And it's fun. It's not painful. It's wonderful because it's like an onion shedding its layers. It's just getting rid of them all. It's fantastic. It gives you this amazing to soar. It's, sitting in the hot air balloon and cutting those strings and getting rid of the ballast and soaring up into the wide blue yonder. It's knowing that whatever you want to do, you can do. I'm going off next week. And some things I know are going to happen and some things I have no idea. And I'm so excited because you know what? At the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, I'll do something else. Because that's the exciting thing about adventures. You try it, and if it works, it's great. And if it doesn't, you try another adventure. And that's the thing, you have to do it because life is too short not to make your heart sing. So I want you to contact me. I want you to connect with me and tell me how I can help you, how I can lead you and show you and be part of your transformation from chrysalis into butterfly, so that you can soar and be beautiful and live to your true potential. Because if you don't, you'll wake up one morning and it will be too late. And maybe your health will give out on you, or maybe your husband will walk out on you, or maybe something will happen. And one day you'll go, did I really pass all that by? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? And then it will be too late. But I don't want that for you. I'm wishing you a wonderful, amazing, fabulous life because you deserve it. You really do. But you've got to do some work. You've got to make that commitment that it's more important than anything else that's going on in your life, that you've had enough, that you put your hand up. I only watched some of it because I got tired and then I turned it off. I was watching an old movie called Network the other night, and it's about, it was Peter Finch, and he plays this newsman, television newsman, and he loses the plot basically, and he becomes he almost has a nervous breakdown. But he starts talking about the bullshit that's going on, and he starts holding up this mirror to people and saying, I want you to stand up and go to the window and open the window and say, I've had enough, I've had enough, I've had enough, I am mad as hell, and I'm. And so suddenly people were doing this, and so the ratings of this television show rather, went viral as it could in the 1970s when the movie came out. And it was amazing. As I say, I haven't seen the end of it, but it was brilliant. And that's the thing. People suddenly realize, you know, that they're happy sort of going along, and you're happy going along. And suddenly it just takes one person to say, wait a minute, this isn't right. This isn't the way life's meant to be. And then suddenly you go, I can do that. I can have that. Why should she and not me? And so you get this fire inside you, and you get this dream inside you, and this desire. And suddenly you look back a year, 2 years later, and you go, oh my God, I'm now moving. I was talking to some friends last night, and they were saying, it's really happening. And I said, yeah, it's really happening. And one of them said to me, because you've wanted it so much. And I said, yes. And I've worked towards it. And then things, you know, I put it out there and things started to come into place for me, and it's all just happened. But it wasn't luck. I've worked towards it. And but it's not been a drudge it's not been difficult. It's not been easy, but it's not been that difficult. And when the obstacles arise, you get over them, you know. And so that's what having a coach, a mentor is all about. It's all about somebody holding your hand and saying, this is the way, I'm your sat nav, listen to me, I can help you, but you do the work, but I will push you and be there for you, and I'll kick your bottom when you need it, because I'll believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. Because I'm there for you all the time, even when you're not there for yourself. And it's the most amazing, incredible, wonderful thing you can ever imagine. Because I've got that. I've got an amazing, wonderful, incredible coach, a mentor helping me, who believes in me when I don't believe in myself, who pushes me, And that's what we need. We all need somebody there for us. But somebody who's not necessarily related to us, because people that love us in that respect, you know, husband, children, whatever, they all have their own agenda. And so the advice and help they give you is not quite in your best interests. It's usually in their best interests. Whereas a coach and mentor is totally, you pay them and they are totally dispassionate, if you like. They're not biased. They're an observer. They can see. They're outside looking in. They have no hidden agenda. They just want the best for you. And I just want the best for you. So what I'm going to say is, what I want you to do, whatever's going on in your life, I want you to connect with me and I want to help you. I've got, as always, this mastery discovery session, and you can find it on www.adrianmarksmetime.com/connect-us. Please do that. I'm going to tell you again, it's adrianmarksmetime.com/connect-us. Connect with me. Let's connect. Let me help you get your show on the road, your life on the road, your love on the road, your dreams, your potential, your heart. Because as I say, life is far too short not to do what makes your heart sing. This is Adrian Marks, your Me Time host, your radio show host, saying have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll speak to you next week. Have an awesome week, and I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Bye-bye.